Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. This is the Matthew Rayburn Show, and yes, I'm Matthew Rayburn. This is my show. Thank you so much, Wolfgang Gardner, for this song, Il America. Matthew Rayburn Show. Whoa. Are you doing good? Are you in a continual state of betterment? Are you a positive force for good? I am. And I'm very thankful for you joining us today, and I'm very thankful for me being with you today. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to breathe oxygen. I didn't choose to be alive, but I was given this life, and I'm rolling the dice that I was given, and I'm thankful for every moment for it. That said, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are in a continual state of betterment. How can I help? How can I love on you? What can I do for you? That's what this show's about. It's about being in a continuous state of betterment, finding purpose in life and sticking to it. Being part of the solution, not part of the problem. So how can I help? Comment down below. This is the Matthew Rayburn Show if you're just joining us. I'm live on Podstars. If you'd like to become a Podstar, please comment down below as well. If you're an expert in anything at all, if you are a crosswalk expert, if you know how to make a great gingerbread, if you know how to start a charity, if you're a physical therapist for the mental needs, let me know. Comment down below. We can make you a Podstar soon. Not necessarily today, but soon. That said, welcome. If you're just joining, this is my studio apartment, and I'm here live in Chicago, and I'm very thankful for you being here. So that said, I'm a little festive today. I'm wearing a tie, a silk tie, in fact. It was given to me by my father. I think he got it at the local dollar store. Wink! And it's got ornaments on it. So it's time to be festive. It's Christmas season. It's Christmas time. Christ Mass. If you're confused on what the reason of the season is, it's not consumerism, it's not capitalism necessarily, because capitalism is a great thing. If you're watching this, this video, this later, if you're watching it in the future, if you're watching it now, if you're watching it in the past, that doesn't make any sense. It's because of capitalism, because you're using it on your device. You're watching me, this microphone, this hat, this tie, this heat that I'm feeling. Capitalism. Anyways, that's beside the point, and not necessarily what I was talking about. But I do want to transition into politics. Because I enjoy politics. I enjoy engaging in great ideas and great thought in a positive way, and in not necessarily a combative, divisive way, but in the art of the argument. I'm currently reading a book from Stephen Molyneux called Art of the Argument. I believe I've talked about it before, but it talks about how to argue correctly. Not necessarily to convey your point, and yes, to persuade the other people, but not be rude or crude or divisive. That's not needed. It's not really. It doesn't really help, and it isn't really a tool that can get the benefit out of what you're trying to do. Because if we're not arguing, what are we going to do? Fight? No, we don't want to fight. We want to engage in argument so we can move forward. And because if your idea wins, then your idea wins. If my idea wins, then my idea wins. Let's do my idea if it's better than your idea. But that said, breaking news, Michael Cohen was just sentenced to 3 years in prison. Michael Cohen seems like a sleazebag. I'm just going to give my honest opinion. He doesn't seem on the up and up, and I know that he was close to President Trump. In my personal opinion, I feel like Trump was keeping him near because he knew how much of a sleazebag he was, not because Trump likes sleazebags, it's because he was using Cohen with his sleazebagginess to do sleazebag lawyer type things. I equate Michael Cohen to Andy Avenatti. And then I'm getting more notifications here. But that said, if you're just joining us, this is the Matthew Rayburn Show. I like to engage in topics that are not for the dinner table. That's sports, politics, religion, conspiracy theories, weirdness, but also, so for example, politics is what we're talking about right now. I enjoy it because it's enthralling. I feel like I'm using my talents to my best ability, my listening, my focusing, my looking you in the eye, my respecting you skills, my speaking skills. I thoroughly enjoy speaking. I thoroughly enjoy engaging in rigorous discussions, whether it be about sports, whether it be about aliens, or whether it be about politics. So whether you, where was I? There it is, found it, live show. I found my notes. All right, so this article is coming from the Daily Caller, and it is titled "Trump Brawls Face-to-Face with Pelosi Schumer Over Wall Funding." So whether you agree with the wall or don't agree with the wall, that's beside the point. My point I wanted to make with this particular rant is about transparency. So let's go into the article here. Schumer and Pelosi visited the White House on Tuesday to negotiate with Trump over border wall funding in the next spending bill. The pair offered Trump approximately $1.3 billion in funding for the wall, while the president demanded $5 billion. The impasse could lead a partial government shutdown. It wouldn't be the Christmas season if it wasn't for a government or partial government shutdown. Frankly, as a libertarian, I root for the government to shut down. Comment down below if you disagree, because one of the main things about when the government shuts down is only the necessary employees will be there. Well, then why are the other employees, the non-essential employees, why are they there in the first place? Are they just the interns getting coffee? No, they're probably bureaucratic, red tape people that don't have a real purpose in life. And I don't mean to disrespect, but I just am so against an overbearing government that spends too much money that can't be accountable to the people that they serve. And they serve us, we don't serve them. That's another thing. And another thing is the government is not a business. They only spend your money. They don't make any money. They only spend your money. So then that said, Schumer and Pelosi were combating him, and we had the privilege of getting to see this live. And so I was running errands. I was getting a bunch of notifications on my phone, and I couldn't watch it as much as I wanted to. But what I did get to see was quite rigorous, quite funny, quite entertaining, and quite transparent. So, for example, Nancy started putting up a fight, and she was getting all upset about how this particular discussion was being filmed, or not filmed, was being shown live to the entire world. And so then Pelosi then questioned why TV cameras were present during budget negotiations, prompting Trump to declare, quote, "It's called transparency, Nancy," end quote. Now, when I saw that live, and I busted out laughing to the point where I had to step away. I think I was in the bank, and I had to sit down in one of those chairs and laugh to myself because it was so true and so funny. So whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, whether you love Pelosi, you don't like Pelosi, if you think that they put up a fight or not, aren't you thankful that it was transparent? Aren't you thankful the cameras were there? Don't you wish cameras were always there? Don't you wish there was like a C-SPAN 3 or 4 that had like a GoPro with maybe the intern on there, and they could like walk and follow the politicians and hear what they're saying at all times? Aren't they a civil servant? Shouldn't they have more transparency? The answer is yes. The answer is I don't feel like they're as accountable as they should be. So how is it that well, what privacy should they have, Matt? Okay, I'm not going to follow them in the restroom, and maybe necessarily all of their medical records shouldn't be divulged, but at least some. Like, I'd like to know what particular pills you may be taking in the morning that could be affecting your judgment, because we all see those big pharma Lilly and Bayer commercials all day long, and they have weird disclaimers in the end, which could be affecting your behavior. Well, Matt, they're not driving, large, big cranes, and they're not. What are they doing? They're dealing with big, heavy subject matters. They're trying to use their brains at its full capacity, and I don't know if you're able to do that when you're messing up in your words and you're slurring yourself, probably because you're either drinking too much. I'm going to calm down a little bit. Probably because you're already drinking too much at lunch, because I would probably think that there's a bunch of congressional lushes out there on both sides. I mean, RBG, was it 2 years ago, fell asleep during one of the speeches because she had too many glasses of red wine. She's an old lady. She's entitled to have as much wine as she can, but when you're on the Supreme Court, you should respect yourself and us by not being asleep. But that's beside the point. So I'm not gonna get angry at a 90-plus-year-old lady. Okay, but my point is, I want transparency. I want accountability, and I want to know what these people are doing as often as possible. So maybe there should be, maybe kind of like NFL has the red zone. Maybe when there's a vote coming up, there should be cameras set up randomly on either side of the congressional hall, and we get to watch the debate from different angles, from different positions, and you get to tune in, and it's like, you click on this, and you get to hear old boy from Illinois, and then you get to hear old girl from Alaska, or whatever the case may be. It'd just be fascinating. And so I'm thinking to myself, this is a good idea. I'm kind of thinking of it on the fly, but I'm really adamant about knowing what my politicians are doing, because they're accountable to us. We voted for them. We gave them the power. We can take the power right back, yes, with the vote. But I just want to know what's going on. Don't you? Aren't you curious about it? What happens in these meetings? Why would we want the smoke and mirrors? Why would we want the non-transparency? We want more clarity. We aren't teaching civics in school anymore, and that's a whole other problem. That's a whole other episode of the Matthew Urban Show. But it's just fascinating how people are not wanting it, or don't care about it, or they're just willing to get by, or they think that those politicians are over there. They're not the kings and queens of us, okay? You're the king and queen of yourself. They serve you. So you should be able to know what they're doing pretty much at all times, except for eating. I don't want to watch Schumer eat, and I don't want to follow Nancy Pelosi into the ladies' room. No, I'm not saying that. That's ridiculous. But I want to know what's happening in their office. Now, if they have to have a private time, maybe that there's a button that they push, and then there's a lot. I don't know the situation. I'm thinking of it on the fly. So comment down below with your ideas on how politicians can be more transparent. Transparency, of course. Duh. Okay. I felt good. It feels good to rant. It feels good to get things off your chest. So whether you love politics, hate politics, you should just want more transparency so that they're more accountable. You know what's going on. You're more powerful because you're more knowledgeable of what's going on. Oh, man, I feel better. I just said it. It feels good to rant. So what do you give me some rants that you want me to do. I can probably rant about anything. So comment down below with a rant that you want me to do, and I'll give you a shout out. How about that? That's a good idea. Matt, you said that your own idea is a good idea. Yes, I did. You know what a great idea is? Being in a continual state of betterment and being a positive force for good. There's a lot of donations being given out this holiday season. You want your money to go towards a great cause. You want your efforts. You want your love, your passion, your money to go towards something that is worthwhile and that is beneficial towards the community. So if you want to strengthen the community, if you want to strengthen the church, if you want to strengthen your own heart and help the people here, I live here in Chicago, so this particular thing I'm going to mention now is for a little girl named Finley Sweetman. She attends Trinity Church where I go. She's the daughter of Matt and Heather Sweetman. She's a beautiful little girl. The Sweetman family have 3 other children, but Finley specifically has quadriplegic, spastic cerebral palsy, as well as microcephaly. She has trouble eating and living her daily life. She's a 4-year-old girl. She's beautiful. She laughs and she's alert and she's active as much as she can be. She's a blessing to us all. And so that said, the Sweetman family is reaching out for help in any way that you can. So if you're an expert on any type of therapy, physical, occupational, speech. I believe that there's also horse and aquatic therapy that you can help Finley out. If you can help out Heather by babysitting, if you have the qualifications to help out Finley for a little bit of time throughout the day, for a whole day, however you can help with financially if you can help. They have a certain financial goal that I'll put a link down below, but I wanted to mention this in the video. I'm going to mention this in the post as well, but I'll link it so that you can watch the video and they can give more details on the situation, and then you can donate and show your love and be a positive force for good this holiday season. I believe it's called Finley's House, and the money will go towards building additions onto the house that they do currently have. A ramp, a lift, a new vehicle, things that would really help Finley for the rest of her life, and it would be a great, beautiful thing if you could help out. I'm going to contribute in any way that I'm able to, so I'm going to post down below. So be a positive force for good this holiday season, this Christmas season, and help out Finley today. So I'm going to put that post in the link, and it will be a fantastic thing. Yes, I want to make sure I said everything. Yes. So there's a link, a YouTube link that I'm going to put in the post that'll help explain everything more thoroughly, more efficiently than I just did. But my heart reaches out to the Sweetman family. So thoughts and prayers go out to Finley. She's a beautiful little girl and quite the blessing to the community. And so that said, let's continue on with the show. Okay, so I talked about that. Weird news. Let's do some weird news. I love news. I'm a newsie. I look like a newsie with this particular hat on. What's that? Is it Newsies? Is that the musical? Anyways, dancing and flipping around and kicking my heels. I'm sitting down currently during the show, so I'm not going to do any of that because that would mess up the camera angle and wouldn't be appropriate on the. What am I saying? It is a live show. It would be appropriate. This is my show. I can do whatever I want on the Matthew Rayburn Show. I have a lot of fun here, but it's a family show, and I don't want to fall over. Anyway, I don't know. Antics, okay? I'm thinking out loud, guys, okay? I love these hats. I look like a newsie, but I am a newsie, and all that rant was kind of weird on weird news. Goodness gracious. Martial arts bullfighting in China. China has a lot of interesting things, and so, actually, this is an ancient thing, so it's pretty interesting as well. Chinese bullfighting uses techniques of martial arts rather than capes and swords. It's a good PETA thing. PETA would enjoy this particular. Well, let's read the article. Ren Ruzi says He uses the techniques of Kung Fu to bring 800-pound bulls to the ground in less than 3 minutes. That's fascinating and fantastic. He and others approach the animals from the front and use the bull's horns to twist their heads. The contest is over. The contest is over. Then the bulls are down and involves no weapons or gore, like Spanish bullfighting does. Ruse He claims that they are not hurt in any way, although the animal rights activists beg to differ. Of course they would. You know, the animal doesn't. It's an animal. I mean, if they're not breaking its neck, they're not harming the animal seemingly gets up peacefully. Videos of the contest show that the animals are apparently no worse for the wear, cool, and get up peacefully. So if the animals are having fun and the humans are having fun, and for this particular Kung Fu bullfighting, the practice is ancient, dating back to 600 years. I don't necessarily know why that tickled me so much, but that's a longer time than I thought. I don't know why I haven't heard about this before. I would have been watching it or finding some kind of YouTube video. This sounds fascinating, because what I see here in the photos, these guys are tough. I mean, these dudes are strong. Anyways, it's dating back over 600 years to the Yuan dynasty, and is a traditional sport of the ethnic minority Hui people. Practitioners use the martial arts of Qing Kong and direct the momentum of the bull in order to wrestle it down. This also differs from the ancient art of bull leaping, in which ancient Mediterranean cultures essentially danced with the cows by leaping over their backs in athletic competition. Huan Hui, a trainer, Huan Hui Hao, I apologize. A trainer says that the animals can learn to strategize against their opponents. Quote, "A bull can also think like a human. They are smart." End quote. Weird news. All right, that was some weird news for the day. Here we go. Today in history, Da Vinci Notebook sells for over $5 million. On this day in 1980, American oil tycoon Armand Hammer pays $5,126,000 in an auction house for a notebook containing writings and drawings by the legendary artist Leonardo da Vinci. Interesting and fascinating. The manuscript, written around 1508, was one of 30 similar books da Vinci produced during his lifetime on a variety of subjects. It contained 72 loose pages featuring some 300 notes and detailed drawings, all relating to some common theme of water and how it moved. Fascinating. And there's some other details on who owned it after Da Vinci. He passed. The crate which it was encased went through many different eras. More than 2 centuries later, the notebook, by now known as the Leicester Codex, showed up on the auction block at Christie's in London House. Then, when the current Lord Coke was forced to sell because he had an insurance tax, that would stink. You got an inheritance. Oh, that's right. We got rid of that death tax here in America. Thank you, Trump. But England doesn't have that, so they have an inheritance tax at the wazoo. This particular guy was needing to pay it off, so he had the Da Vinci Notebook, and Hammer purchased it for that particular wazoo of a price. The point is, you're going to learn from history, or you're going to repeat history. So if you want to benefit in the future, and if you have some cool ideas, or if you're a really interesting, dynamic person, or really if you're not, and you'd be surprised how dynamic and interesting you actually are, write things down. Doodle. Take notes. Make observations and write them down. Your future children or loved ones or people that don't know you at all will think it's fascinating that somebody from 2018 did this, and when they're in 227, they're going to be like, wow, this guy was cool and or interesting, or man, look at this chicken scratch, what a caveman he was. So whatever it may be, make a notebook. It could really benefit somebody in the future, just like Da Vinci did. He was actually using it because, he couldn't archive it on like a terabyte of information. No, he had to write it down. And so he took honor in that. And so take honor in what you can do. Learn from history. Today in history, Da Vinci's Notebook was sold on an auction block. Boop, 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 boop. Word of the day. I speak English, as you can hear. Lunette is the word of the day. Lunette. Lunette. Let me say. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Gotta turn it up. Oh.
Lunette.
Oh, you're lunette. Yes, it is the the word of the day. Lunette. First definition: something that has the shape of a crescent or half moon, an opening in a vault, especially for a window. That's the second definition. Third, the surface at the upper part of a wall that is partly surrounded by a vault, which the wall intersects, and that is often filled by windows or by mural painting. Woo! Lunette. Yeah, the crescent moon shape. So you can have a cookie that's lunette shape. You can have a window that's a lunette shape. You can have a wound that's lunette shaped. That's weird. I don't know why I thought of that. But lunette is the word of the day. Lunette is a noun. Lunette. Use it today. Word of the day. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo. Matthew Rabin Show. If you're just joining us, yes, this is the Matthew Rabin Show. National Day here in America. We've got all kinds of fun holidays, and today is especially fun because it's National Ding-a-ling Day. National Ding-a-ling Day. National Ding-a-ling Day is observed across... Family show, guys. Yes, it is. National Ding-a-ling Day is observed across the United States each year on December 12th. Ding-a-lings on this day call the people they haven't heard from in a while. Whew! Are you a ding-a-ling? Call your friends that you haven't reached out to in a while. Become a ding-a-ling today. And maybe an old friend, maybe a coworker, maybe the busboy, maybe whatever it may be, somebody you carpooled with years ago. Become a ding-a-ling and call them today. Use hashtag National Ding-a-ling Day on your social media posts today. Become a ding-a-ling. That's just fun to say, guys. I'm sorry. That's just good to say. National Gingerbread House Day. Not to be confused with Gingerbread Cookie Day. Gingerbread House Day is observed today, December 12th. A favorite food of an Armenian monk, Gregory of Nicopolis, brought gingerbread to Europe around 992 A.D. after death. We can thank the Brothers Grimm for the idea of a gingerbread house through their tale of Hansel and Gretel. Gingerbread house, use hashtag gingerbread house today. National Ambrosia Day. Do you like ambrosia? Ambrosia is a fruit salad that normally has coconut in it. It says here that you cannot have coconut in it, but that would just be fruit salad. When you add coconut to your fruit salad, it then becomes ambrosia. Ambrosia is normally a southern salad. It can also be served with whipped cream or yogurt, and you can stir that in with the ambrosia. I do like ambrosia myself. Ambrosia, according to Greek mythology, is the nectar of the gods, endowing strength and immortality to those who eat ambrosia. But in the South, it's a salad that you serve, I guess this particular time of year, because it's December. It's National Ambrosia Day. So eat some ambrosia today. National Poinsettia Day. Now, there's probably some fake poinsettias all around your home, or some real ones. The poinsettia plant's connection to the Christmas season dates back to the 16th century in Mexico. Legend tells of a girl who was worried she had no gift to celebrate Jesus' birthday because she was too poor. An angel tells her to give any gift with love. The young girl gathered weeds from alongside the road and placed them in the manger. Miraculously, the weeds bloomed into beautiful red stars, known as the poinsettia. The poinsettia first came to the United States by way of Joel Roberts Poinsett, an American botanist and the first United States minister to Mexico. In 1825, he sent cuttings to Charleston, South Carolina. It wasn't until the early 1920s when Paul Eck, a second-generation farmer in California, discovered a grafting technique which caused the seedlings to branch that the poinsettia started to take root in American culture. The family hawked their Christmas flower at roadside stands. Paul Eck Jr. advanced the sales of the poinsettia through shipping and marketing. Poinsettias are also, what's this, history. The House of Representatives in 2002 created Poinsettia Day to honor the father of the poinsettia industry, Paul Eck. That's good for him, Paul. Good for him, Paul Eck. But he was curious about if poinsettias were poisonous. Yes, the fact is they are, but not as much so as you think. They're not going to kill you. While poinsettias are commonly hyped as poisonous plants, they rarely are. The poisoning is greatly exaggerated. When ingested, mild signs of vomiting, drooling, and rarely diarrhea may be seen. If the milky sap is exposed to the skin, dermal irritation commences, including redness, swelling, and itchiness. So yes, they're bad. They're not bad for you. They're beautiful. Just don't touch them if they're natural. But if they're fake, enjoy them. I might wear one as a like a brooch type pocket square thing. That'd be kind of cool. But wear your festive gear today. Be in a continual state of betterment. Donate to Finley House. So I'm going to put the link down below. And we're going to get that taken care of because she needs your support. She needs your love. You need to be in a positive force for good. I mean, you want to be part of the solution, don't you? Come on now. You can do it. I believe in you. Go make a National Gingerbread. Or National Gingerbread Day. Go make a gingerbread house. Gingerbread House Day. Woo! Guys, seriously, I love you. God bless America. God bless Chicago. You know we need it. Have a beautiful Christmas season. Yes, I'll be doing more posts. Why? Because you need it. We all need it. I need it. This show's for me. If
the Matthew Rayburn Show gives advice, the advice is for Matthew Rayburn, because he needs a lot of advice. If you can feed from the advice he gives, please do.
All right, guys. God bless you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching.